So I am in the studio and I like to play around with watercolors and acrylics actually and stencils, and this evening I am going to do a stencil of a flower, but I just want to make it a little bit with some depth instead of just like a flat stencil. So first I'm just going to apply up my acrylic paint, and this is magenta with a fine brush, any small acrylic brush that you can find, and just apply. So while I apply it, I'm just going to speed the video up. Okay, all right. And now that I'm finished applying the magenta acrylic to the leaf petals, I will just wash my brush out and apply some yellow. Magenta goes with yellow, and to the smaller petals. Okay, and this doesn't take very long. It's very easy to do, it's very simple. And this paper that I'm using is the cold stone, or the cold press rather, the cold press watercolor paper. I know I'm using acrylics on watercolor paper, but that's okay. I just wanted to do this demonstration. Actually, I couldn't find any acrylic paper at Michael's. They seem to all have been sold out, so I'm just going to use this. It's just for this one little example, and I'm going to put some yellow here, and I'm going to put some yellow in the middle for the center of the bigger flowers, and just so that it's it's uniform and it matches to make the colors all flow together. And then I'm going to use some green for the stems, and that's what I'm going to do. But acrylics dries like very quickly, so by the time I am finished applying this will basically be dry, because it's not going on too heavy. It really is just one coat of very very light paint, and so by the time I'm done, the magenta most likely will be a little bit dry. If it's not dry, I can always use a hair dryer. I have a heat dryer as well. I can use that, or I can just fan it. And fanning it, air dries anything. So I'm going to do that. And then, just to give it a little depth, because the flower is so small, I'll just use a bit of white paint, white acrylics. Here my little palette, which is really a plate. You don't have to do anything crazy. I'm just going to highlight it whichever side I want to highlight with some white acrylic paint, and I'm just going to make a pattern going all the way around, just like that. and I'm gonna do it on this one as well, and I'm gonna do it on this one, and this one. So I'm just gonna go on every one with a little bit of paint. That's all right. If it's just a little too much, that's okay. And so I'm gonna do this side. It really is whatever side you want to highlight. Or if you really want to be technical, you can look to see which way you think the light might be falling and do it according to that. And that's how you do it. And you can also use another green just to highlight the stem, so that this one is a lighter green. So you can see it right here on my palette. I have the heavier green that I use first, and then this is the lighter green, and I just put it along the side and this side, just to give it some depth, give it some light highlights, and that should do it, right? So this is like pretty small, so you gotta be careful that the light paint doesn't just take over the whole thing, and then turn your stem into one light green stem when you really wanted it to be, you know, like when you really wanted it to be dark green. So I probably would just add just tiny little bit of paint to carry these ones up as well. Tiny bit of paint, because they're so small. Just like a touch, you just touching the brush and just touch it back, and there you have it. So thank you so much for watching. I am going to raise this up right now so that we can see what we got, and there we have it. A nice little flower painting with some depth, and so it's not a flat looking acrylic and flat looking stencil, but it's nice and colorful and thick and rich. Okay, see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.